Rome Total War Remastered heralds the return of a beloved classic, updating the game's looks for your modern computer without sacrificing what made it a strategy staple to begin with. In this video, we'll discover what Remastered really means and answer some of the common questions you're gonna have about this upcoming title.
Gods. I hate Gauls. My grandfather hated them too. Even before they put out his eyes.
If nothing else, this is a remaster that exactly no one saw coming, but a welcome surprise nonetheless. Rome Remastered updates the classic Rome Total War visuals with 4K optimization, ultra widescreen, and native UHD resolution support. This includes a scalable UI so that menus will no longer cover your entire screen, and a name change to Total War Rome so it's easier to find in your Steam library. For graphic improvements, you'll find upscaled battle textures, unit remodeling, and a scattering of new buildings and objects, as well as new environmental effects like dust clouds and heat haze. The campaign map has also been completely recreated so that it now boasts new models and textures while keeping the same positioning. The Creative Assembly's goal in this remaster is to give you an experience that feels as much like a modern Total War game as possible while staying true to what made classic Rome fun. The old recruitment system is still there, as is the old building system, and no, they didn't add naval battles. You won't see any Total War Rome 2 assets reused here, and all the textures, units, and battlefields here are decidedly from 2004, but updated with new textures and new models, which makes sense as the remaster was handled by Feral Interactive, who were responsible for the Mac, Linux, Android, and Apple ports of Rome Total War, and it's no surprise that in Rome Remastered, you can battle your friends in cross-platform battles between Windows, Mac OS, and Linux thanks to this. But the game isn't identical to the original Rome Total War. The remastered version adds several modern features and improvements. The in-game camera now works like all the most recent Total Wars, with WASD acting a lot more like an FPS, with map rotation being added and the ability to zoom in and out further on the campaign map. The UI especially has been greatly streamlined and moved around a bit, and new icons and unit cards have been added for campaign gameplay. This includes changes to the construction and recruitment panels to help aid in navigation, and even the addition of a new agent assignment panel, which is especially helpful since they've added a new agent type, merchants, who many of you will recognize from Medieval 2 Total War, and they fit as smoothly in here as they did in Medieval 2, because after all, it was based on Rome 1's engine. Merchants can be sent all over Europe to create trade links, access resources, and buy out rivals to increase your income and assert your faction's economic power, which is to say, they work just like they did in Medieval 2. In battle, an overhead tactical map has been added, along with detailed unit displays and range markers to give you more information on the ancient battlefield. They've also taken a pass at rebalancing some broken units and filled in a few of the smaller rosters, as well as adding an option to recolor some of the more drastic decisions from the base game, like the pink pajama pants people. They've even added the new extreme unit size, and though it looks cool, the game isn't balanced for it, and the AI does have some problems squeezing itself down Rome's original tiny streets, so maybe keep that one for custom battles only. One of the coolest additions, though, is the increase in variation between soldiers in a unit. Back in Rome 1, they were giant clone armies, and now there are over 10,000 possible combinations. Fat, tall, skinny, short, with varying skin tones and faces based on region, so you should never see the same two guys standing beside each other ever again. In a Total War First, new units will even look like the population from which they were recruited. Regional recruitment means that Roman legions recruited in the East will have Middle Eastern-looking soldiers in them. But if you don't like that, or if you don't like any of these features, that's fine, as nearly all of these can be toggled back off again, making it as close to the vanilla experience as possible. And before each game, you can select what aspects of Classic and Remastered you'd like to use to mix and match for your perfect Rome experience. You also now have more factions to choose from. Rome Remastered unlocks 16 factions that were previously unplayable without a bit of modding, but now they're officially supported, and bring the total faction count across the 3 games to 38 playable factions, which, by the way, Rome Remastered does include remastered versions of Barbarian Invasion and Alexander's DLCs, and I can't wait to talk about both of those when the time comes. The game itself, Total War Rome Remastered, will release on the 29th of April for $30 US. And if you own the original Rome Total War, the Creative Assembly wants to entice you to reach back for a bit of nostalgia and is offering a half-off loyalty discount on Steam for anyone with Rome Total War already in their library. This 50% discount offer runs through May 31st, so you can actually wait for the reviews to come out before deciding if you want to jump on it. But in my own experience, I quickly fell back into the rhythm of just one more turn button mashing until about 2 a.m., and I expect you will as well. When Total War Rome Remastered releases, the original Rome Total War will no longer be sold through Steam. If you have it in your Steam library, you can still play it, just not purchase new copies. But it's not such a big deal, as the Remastered does give you a copy of Rome Gold and all its DLCs if you don't already have one when you buy a copy. Rome Remastered will support mods at launch through Steam's Mod Workshop, but the file structure of the game has changed, so existing mods will require a bit of tweaking to get working again. And because the units support higher resolutions, many of the textures will need to be replaced or updated. As for just how moddable Total War Rome Remastered will be, I asked the lead developer at Feral Interactive personally, and items on the campaign map should still be editable through the old tile system, which includes moving settlements, resources, and borders. But modifying the physical map will need more investigation, as it uses new pre-rendered map textures, which means nobody has tried it yet, but it should be possible, and it should look way better. This remaster is clearly a labor of love. Even the music has been retouched and remastered. It's actually not the original audio from the game. It's the soundtrack as released on a CD that's been re-imported back in again. So there's been no compression, and you can hear it in its full glory for the first time. Which is all to say, everything you loved about Rome Total War is back and updated with a sleeker experience that you'll lose even more of your life to. And that is what is new in Total War Rome Remastered, releasing on April 29th for $30. You can look for gameplay footage of it to release on this channel soon, and as always, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you're wondering if this means that we'll soon see a Medieval 2 Total War, well, they haven't officially announced anything or have even said they had plans to do anything, but let's be honest, if this sells well, we can expect one in the future.